Do you ever feel like you're always running after something? More money, more success, more things? But have you ever stopped to think about what truly matters? This story is about a saint who learned a very important lesson, but it was almost too late. What do you think happens when we chase after something too hard? Let's find out. I was a wandering saint, traveling from village to village, town to town, sharing wisdom and teachings. I didn't have a permanent home. No hut, no ashram. Just the open road and my simple belongings. Sometimes I thought, if only I had a small place, maybe a hut or an ashram, I wouldn't need to wander anymore. I could stay in one place and focus on my teachings. One day, I heard about a king, a very generous king. People said that whatever you asked him for, he would give it to you. I thought to myself, maybe I should visit this king. He might give me a small piece of land where I can build my ashram and stay in one place. When I arrived at the king's palace, I saw a long line of people waiting. The king was fulfilling everyone's wishes, big and small. Finally, it was my turn. The king greeted me with a warm smile and asked, "Respected saint, what can I do for you?" I replied, "Your Majesty, I need a small piece of land to build a hut where I can live and share my teachings." The king smiled and asked a simple question that changed everything. "How much land do you need?" I hesitated. In my mind, I began calculating. Maybe 1 acre would be enough. But the king is generous. Why not ask for 2 acres or 5? Actually, if I am building an ashram, 10 acres would be perfect. I was lost in thought, thinking about how much land I could get. The king noticed my hesitation and said, "Let me make it easy for you. Walk in any direction you choose. Wherever you stop before sunset, all the land you've covered will be yours. But there's one condition. You must return to me before the sun sets. If you don't, you will lose everything." I was overjoyed. What a generous king, I thought. Without wasting any time, I started walking. At first, I walked at a steady pace, covering a good amount of land. But then, greed crept into my mind. If I walk faster, I'll get more land, I thought. So I started running. The king noticed this and sent 2 horsemen to follow me, carrying water and ensuring my safety. They called out, "Saint, take a break. Have some water." But I refused. "No time to stop," I said. "I must cover more ground." The sun climbed higher, and the heat grew intense, but I didn't slow down. I came across a beautiful lake and thought, this lake should be part of my ashram. So, I ran around the lake to include it in my land. Time was slipping away, and the sun began to set. I realized I needed to turn back. Exhausted but determined, I ran as fast as I could to the palace. Just as the sun was about to set, I reached the palace, but the effort had taken its toll. I collapsed at the king's feet and breathed my last breath. The king shook his head sadly and said, "This land, it wasn't worth your life." So, what do you think happened here? The saint chased after more and more land, thinking that it would bring him happiness. But in the end, it cost him his life. This story isn't just about a saint, it's about all of us. We often chase after more money, more success, or more things, thinking they will bring us happiness. But the truth is, the more we chase, the more we lose sight of what really matters. This story teaches us a powerful lesson. Life isn't about running a race to get more. It's about living in the moment and being content with what we have. The saint thought that if he just had a little more land, he'd be happy. But in the end, he learned that no amount of material gain is worth sacrificing your health, your peace, or your life. So let me ask you this. What are you chasing in life? Are you running after something that you think will make you happy? Or have you learned to slow down and appreciate what you already have? Life is too short to spend it running in a race you can never win. The key to true happiness lies in being content with what you have and living a balanced life. Remember, life is a journey to be lived, not a race to win. Slow down, reflect, and focus on what truly matters.